Hey everybody, High Shield here for episode 16 of Final Fantasy XIV. I brought us over directly to where we need to start for today, which is right in Balwer Hall for the remembrance service at Limsa. Here to attend the remembrance service, be quick, the Admiral's due to give her address at any moment.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Ha yeah! Ah! Ha ha! Yeah! Ha!
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have
bastards.
risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the Primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the Primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lominsans' backyard. And that is to say naught of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched in a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. Ackerman, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service is now concluded? A moment ago, you say. What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. So I know last episode I made some criticisms regarding Nanamo's voice actor and Alphinode's current voice actor. I do want to this time praise the voice actor that they have for the Admiral. I honestly think out of the commanders, hers and Raban's are like perfectly on point. I know I've been criticizing a lot lately, so I just wanted to throw a little bit of good in there. We'll make our way to Minfilia, choose a Grand Company. Welcome back. Were the Grand Company's leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Akabin. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the company officers your answer.
If the gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and 7th Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the 7th Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Alright, so our next objective, select a grand company. So, generally, I really dislike Limsa just the way it is. I really dislike it. I'm just not a fan of the... I guess the setting of it. Like, I'm just not a fan of the ocean setting. Typically, I do go with the flames because I start, again, I know I mentioned this a few episodes ago, I started as a gladiator, I started in Ul'dah, so I kind of just stuck with the flames. But this time I think I'm going to try and branch out and go with the adders. I take it the Elder Seedseer's words have touched your heart. Have you resolved to entwine your destiny with that of the Twin Adder? Yes. You have chosen wisely, my friend. The Elder Seedseer will be overjoyed. Without further ado, let us speak of practical matters. In order to complete the enrollment procedure, you must report to our headquarters in Gridania, the Adder's Nest. The building you seek stands in the southern part of the city, now called New Gridania. Give your name to the personnel officer there, and he will guide you through the formalities. I have no doubt but that your deeds will bring great honor to the Order. When we next meet in Gridania, I should be proud to call you brother. So we're gonna teleport to Gridania. And now this does make it a little awkward because a lot of our I think some of the main story stuff goes through your grand company. I don't know if that'll change it up or not, because I honestly don't remember. But if we have to come here, there's Aetheryte tickets you can buy with the seals. So we'll probably just buy a bunch of those and leave our home in Ul'dah for the Gladiators Guild. You are come to the Adder's Nest, headquarters of the Order of the Twin Adder. Ever to be welcome, they who will toil in the elements' name for the good of our forest nation. Responding, my name is Ackman Highshield. I believe you're expecting me. Ah, the great adventurer himself. Yes, our recruitment officer sent word that you were on your way. It is a pleasure and an honor both to welcome you to our ranks, friend. Now let me gather together the relevant documentation. Sir. What is it? Report. An urgent message from Amarisake's Spire, sir. A Highwind Skyways airship has taken fire from Imperial forces in the skies over the East Shroud. The vessel's engines were crippled, sir, and it was forced to make an emergency landing southeast of the Nine Ivies. 9 Ivies? Gods, this could not have come at a worse time. All but a handful of our forces are presently afield, dealing with the Ixal. Ackerman, I know full well you have yet to become formally inducted to our ranks, but we have an urgent need of your aid. In all likelihood, the airship was bearing civilians, and if the reports are accurate, it will have come down dangerously close to Garlean occupied territory. Please make all haste to the area southeast of 9 Ivies, locate the airship, and ascertain the status of the passengers. Alright. So, we will have to run there from Bent Branch. Actually, just porting out to Central Shroud would probably be faster. Ooh. No. Yeah, because the Isha is right here. We are very close to our mount, though, which will make things 10 times easier. And we'll hopefully start getting more done in an episode. And once we get flying, that'll speed things up even further. Right. So now we need to make our way to Hawthorne Hut. We will grab the 8th right there. And then we'll head towards the quest. And you can see the 8th right peeking over the building there. I believe, okay, we do have stuff we can turn in. So once we get the quest to get our mount, we should be able to get that right away. Because you do have to buy a Chocobo certification license, something or other, which costs 200 of the Grand Company seals. And the intent behind it is to get you to do your leveling roulette, because the roulette will give you seals once you're in a Grand Company. But we're not going to do that, because you can turn in, like I was just saying, you can turn in dungeon gear for a certain amount of seals. We got 3 pieces we can turn in. An adventure? What are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. The Adderson has sent you. How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Peace, friend. We mean you no harm. You're an engineer of Garland Ironworks, are you not? We were alerted to your plight and have come to rescue you. And you are echoing High Shield, I presume. I was told to expect an honorary serpent. My thanks for your aid, friend. I've never seen a craft of this design. It must be Garland's work. Is there no end to this man's treachery? The secrets of magic belong in Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. We're taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Imperial scouts from Castramorians. They mean to requisition the ship. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell is hiding inside the tiny Bronco. The tiny Bronco? But isn't that the Ironworks' latest creation? It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first flight, and she was soaring, she really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Attend me, all. The Ironworks' latest creation must not fall into Garlean hands. We shall strike them, swift and sure, and rescue Engineer Wedge. I trust we can rely on your support. May the matron watch over us, with me. An ambush, to arms. And the first bit of combat we've done in 2 episodes. Oh boy. Oh, we're scale 24, so we don't have a grade alone. That's annoying. And this part of the fight is annoying because it just goes haywire and starts running around. Biggs. Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So, how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications, and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. While you do your work, we shall keep watch over the perimeter. The enemy may yet be lurking nearby. As for you, Ekman, you have more than done your part today. I bid you return to the Adder's Nest and complete your enlistment. I pray there will be no further interruptions. When next we meet, let us be as fellow serpents of the Order. I just wanted to say sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously though, if it hadn't been for you and the Twin Adder lads here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge. Thank you. We're very grateful. Yay, Biggs and Wedge. Ekman, it does my spirit well to see you returned. Word arrived but moments ago from the team at 9 Ivies. Lest you worry, the 2 engineers are safely on their way. The lieutenant informs me that you were instrumental in the mission's success. Had you not found Engineer Biggs when you did, and helped us to rout the Garleans, things might have been very different. And all this before you even inducted into the Order. You are well on your way to carving out a fine career for yourself beneath the Twin Adder standard. But without further ado, let us see to your induction. 12 willing, there won't be any further interruptions. Protocol requires that I apprise you of who we are and what we do, after which I will invite you to swear an oath of your own free will. The Order of the Twin Adder is the Grand Company of Gridania. It brings together the martial, economic, and technological resources of our nation, that we might stand strong in times of direst adversity, when our very survival hangs in the balance. Our order was formed in the days before the calamity, in readiness to fight the Garlean Empire, and to combat the beast tribes and their primals. Needless to say, our struggle continues to this day. Elda Seer Khan E. Senna is the supreme commander of our forces. Under her wise leadership, we protect the people of Gridania and the sanctity of the 12th Wood. As the entwined serpents that grace our standard, let Forestborn strive as one with friends from afar to ensure that peace shall ever reign in Gridania. In doing so, we honor the will of the elementals, and theirs is the will of the wood. Now then, I ask you, give unto us your oath of allegiance in whatever fashion you see fit. What's will be done? I should strike down enemies and drink of their blood. My life for the Elder Seer. What's will be done? So you know the words of our grand company, that as well. Bound by this common belief, let us strive to preserve all that is good in this great nation. By the power vested in me, I assign you the rank of Serpent Private 3rd Class. You are now a man of the Order of the Twin Adder. Go forth, Private Highshield, and do that which brings peace to the 12th Wood and honor to our name. Can you hear me, Ekman? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Order of the Twin Adder contacted me with your news of your enlistment. My congratulations. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a servant of Gridania, you are no less a scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. The distant call of a friend in need, perhaps? As you're in need, elsewhere I should not keep you any longer. I would, however, suggest speaking with the High Serpent Commander Vorsai Hula before you depart. He may provide you with assistance on the journey ahead. You may now accept the quest My Little Chocobo, Twin Adder, by speaking to Vorsai. The quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of the main scenario. And that's the Chocobo quest. Grain company, supply and provisioning. So we can go do the seals and then come back. Private High Shield, I understand you've been working tirelessly in Gridania's name. You're truly an example to your fellow servants. But tell me, have you ever felt as though you couldn't get to your destination quickly enough that perhaps you could do with a swift repair of legs? If so, you might consider getting a personal chocobo. You have yet to be issued your own burn, am I correct? Given your considerable talents, you should be able to obtain one in no time at all. Let me tell you how to go about it. First, you must obtain a Serpent Order chocobo issue by exchanging company seals with the Quartermaster. Once you have this deed, present it to our man, Singer, and he will furnish you with a suitable word. And now that, like he said, is from the Quartermaster, private for third class box material, and Serpent Chocobo issuance, 200 seals. So what we can do is go to the supply officer, undertake supply and provisioning missions. If you are doing crafters and gatherers, you can turn stuff in here, or expert delivery. If we go into, oh, never mind, we can't. Okay, so we'll go to the size and then we'll come back. And I'm just going to use a ticket. Yeah, I didn't know that the expert deliveries existed for the longest time, so I guess I was already at the rank when I learned about them. Well, that's fine. We can turn in this quest and then swing back there real fast. Actually, that will probably be a next episode, because we are almost at time. So, we will close out right here. And as always, if you feel so inclined, like, comment, subscribe. It does help out. Honestly, the series has been doing pretty well for me, considering the size of the channel. So that makes me pretty happy that people are enjoying this as much as I am. But with that, we will close out. I will talk to you all in the next episode, and you have a good one. Bye-bye.